art school upon arrival to this country. As an 8-year-old in grade 4 with English as my second language, cultural barriers, and a very low self-esteem, that school and those teachers at that school gave me the opportunity to find myself, to learn how to use my voice, to have a life full of expression. And because I am an artist, I have since connected with countless people. I have become a member of a strong community, and I have made lifelong friends with whom I have now created a village, and together we are raising our children. At a time when there is so much divisiveness, when people are feeling so isolated, the arts are going to be the thing. It's our ticket out of this mess. And through the arts, we are going to learn not only how to tell our stories, but more importantly, how to listen and hear the stories of others and find a connection with one another and re-find our humanity. Doug Ford, you will not deprive my children of the opportunities that my parents brought me to this country seeking. No cuts for arts in schools.
I just also wanted to say something about the cuts to the special education programs. My friend Fiona Copley is a teacher in the TDSB, and she gave me these words, that our children with special needs are canaries in the coal mine, and their needs affect the entire health of the school. Not just affecting that student or that family, it's affecting the entire class and the entire ecosystem of the school. And it all depends on the support that these kids have. So we need to stop talking about more technology, swimming pools, and all these other things. We need to have bodies in the school helping each children get what they need. Screw you, Doug Ford!
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Can't say it any better. Ra, Angie, and Jenny, thank you so much. So now we're going to keep moving along. I'd like to welcome the chair of the Toronto District School Board, Nathan Chan, and I believe he's brought some of the trustees with him. Welcome. Come on down.
Good afternoon. I can ask our trustees to join me here. We have Trustee McLean, Trustee Dawson, Trustee Williams, Trustee Davids, Trustee Arts here as well. Please, Trustee Arts, please join us. We got trustees here from all parts of the city of Toronto: Etobicoke, Scarborough, downtown Toronto, former city of York, North York, East York. We got trustees from all over City of Toronto here because we are united in this fight against the cuts to public education. Before I move on, I want to start off with thanking our educators, thanking all the staff, all the caretakers, lunchroom supervisors, office staff, senior staff, social workers, hall monitors. Let's give a big round of applause to all of our educational staff who make things happen, the support staff who make things happen. And Trustee Earhart is here as well. We see you, we value you, we appreciate you. We know it's been difficult. We know things have gotten hard around you in your environment. But you have persevered, you have worked hard, you have stayed focused to make sure every one of our children gets the best possible education despite all the challenges you're facing. So thank you, and we appreciate you. Now we are here united together. We have different ways in which we approach problems. We have different schools of thoughts, but we are united because it's time for us to stand together and say, enough is enough. We have cut way too much. We've cut over 3 decades continuously. And you know, all these cuts have cumulatively led to what the crisis we are facing today. So we have come here together to say, we're going to fight together because we need to make sure our children get the best possible education. The cuts have led to detrimental effect already. There's no more place to cut. There's no more place to find savings. if we were to touch anything more, we will be using the core character of public education. So we will not be doing that anymore. So we are here united to pass that message. Let me tell you, music lessons are lessons, period. Music teachers are teachers, period. Outdoor education is education, period. And if any of the policymakers want to know what outdoor education is, what music education is, come and talk to our children and find out. Hear from them. Once you talk to them, you will not be tempted to take that joy out of them from learning. Let me be very clear. If you're able to provide swimming lessons to our children, that is lifelong lessons that makes them better, overall rounded individuals and safer as well. We pride ourselves in all the programs we offer because we know those programs are needed for our children. So let us not deny those opportunities to our children. We are in a crisis, let me be frank. But the crisis was not created by our educators, not by our staff, not by our parents, not by our students. It's created by the chronic underfunding of public education. The continuous undervaluing of public education by the government. That's what's causing the crisis. So we are urging the provincial government to think hard. At this time when there's uncertainty, there's so much anxiety amongst us, there's global tensions, there's North American trade wars and other things happening, we are worried. And one of the most important places you should be looking at investing is education. So it's time that we come together. We open up our arms with welcoming the provincial government to come sit with us. Look at our schools, talk to our students, talk to our parents, guardian, caregivers, talk to our educators, know what's missing, work together. Because public education is not a partisan issue. Public education is a commitment we have made in Ontario, that all parties should be together. So let me wrap up by saying that we have a lot more work to do. We have $1,500 per student that is missing. For a school board with almost 250,000 students, 239,000 students, that is 350 million that we have taken away from our children, taken away from their future. We want the province to start addressing that gap. We want the province to start addressing the gap that exists in funding for special education across the province. We are not just standing up for Toronto. We are standing up for across the province. Fund special education now. Fix our schools. Our schools are crumbling. This is a movement, friends. We got a lot more work to do. We got a lot more people to talk to. We got a lot more people to bring into the fall. Let's do this together because we cannot afford to sit idle. We have to fight this fight. This is an important fight. This is a worthwhile fight. This is the fight to not only protect what we have, but to build a better public education together. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So important for us to have our trustees here standing shoulder to shoulder with parents, with our students, with our teachers and education workers. So thank you very much, TDSB trustees. I would like to now welcome to the stage Katie Dudley Logue, a mom and advocate from the Ontario Autism Coalition.
Hi everyone, I'm so happy to be here today representing the Ontario Autism Coalition. The wind's picking up, hopefully it will blow away. The OAC has spent a lot of time here at Queen's Park in the last 6 to 7 years. Ironically, in his election campaign in 2018, oh thank you, that's perfect, thank you. Ironically, in his election campaign in 2018, Doug Ford promised the autism community that they would not have to stand on the lawn at Queen's Park. But look at us, we're still here. We've been here for 6, 7 years now, continually. And they don't seem to be listening, do they? No. We've also spent a significant amount of time inside the building. We've been bringing our stories from families. We've been bringing data and advocacy to let the politicians inside as well as media know and really shine a spotlight on the realities that students with special education needs and disabilities face trying to access special education in Ontario. Special education is under attack in Ontario, and the reality is that this government seems perfectly fine to sit back and let it burn down. For students with complex needs, they are increasingly being put on modified schedules, being told that schools can only support them for a few hours a day. This is a human rights issue. More than that, they're often being excluded completely, and the government just continues to ignore that fact. Almost daily, we hear stories from families that their children are escaping school property and being put in very dangerous situations. While these dramatic stories of exclusions and other safety concerns frequently make the news, what we don't hear about and what is not being discussed is the fact that many students with special education needs are just simply not being able to access curriculum due to the lack of supports. We need to make this point abundantly clear. When students with special education needs are not being properly supported in classrooms, this is not just a problem for those students. Sorry, I'm blowing away here. This is a problem for every other student in that classroom as well as the educators. And we need to start taking that seriously. Classroom evacuations, disruptions, and educators desperately trying to balance the needs of every student in that classroom has become out of control. At this point, I would like to address educators. We want you to know that we see you. We see you desperately being forced to do more and more with less and less. We see you facing violence, disrespect, and extreme stress daily. But yet you keep showing up for our kids, and it's so appreciated. We've said it before, and we're going to keep saying it. Your working conditions are our kids' learning conditions, and everybody needs to be taking that seriously. And we need to continue standing together to tell all of our stories. You have an important perspective just as much as we do. And I think that those two perspectives together should hopefully at some point sink in with this government, we would hope. I'd like to finish off today by talking about Landon Ferris. For those of you unfamiliar with Landon, he was an incredible 15-year-old from Trenton, Ontario, who died last year at school after being left alone in a classroom by himself for hours. Landon was a beautiful soul, full of light and joy. He also had a condition called Dravet syndrome, a disorder characterized by prolonged seizures, which meant he should have never been left alone. This tragedy should never have happened. And you would think that Landon's story would have been a wake-up call for this government. A reason to ensure that not only proper supports are in place for our most vulnerable students, but that important policies and procedures are consistently mandated. But no, as usual, this government has continued to show us that people with disabilities are not a priority for them. Shame! Shame! It is shameful. As we forge ahead in what will most undoubtedly be further education cuts that almost always hit special education the hardest, I would like everyone to remember Landon and demand better. Thank you so much, and keep up the fight, everyone.
Thank you, Kate. Kate, you remind us that funding cuts hurt the most valuable first. Thank you so much. Now someone I work very closely with and I admire deeply. Helen Victoris is Vice President of the Elementary Teachers of Toronto. Welcome, Helen. It's the President. Oh yeah, I'm the Vice President. You're the President. This is really embarrassing.
Freudian slip. I'll take the mic now, Nigel. Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. It is so good to see you, and you are definitely the stalwarts. I know all of you have been here for about a last hour and a half, and I know that we are coming to the end of this amazing rally together, but it is the first among many. I want to start off, as Nigel said, I'm Helen Victorous, President, sometimes Vice President, of the Elementary Teachers of Toronto. And we represent the almost 11,000 teachers that work in elementary schools across the Toronto District School Board. The majority of our members are also parents and grandparents, so the majority of our members know from all sides of the equation what it's like to be in a TDSB school right now, either from a teacher perspective or a parent perspective. And every time we have a meeting with our members, we start off with one question, which is, if you had ultimate power, if you were suddenly granted all power and could make the changes that you want to see in your school that would make things so much better immediately for you and your students, what would you do? And what they say, I'm going to read you their list. That every school would have a full-time guidance counselor, nutritious meals, a dedicated kindergarten yard and more green space around their school, music programs in every building, up-to-date technology for every student, an ECE in every kindergarten classroom and an EA for every classroom, up-to-date curriculum resources, more special education supports, smaller class sizes, ESL programs, paper. They actually put on their list that they need paper and school supplies. A teacher librarian full-time for every school. Full-time social workers, speech language. More special education resources. Repairing the falling tiles and mold issues. Good, relevant, up-to-date professional development. Consistent caretaking. Soap in their bathrooms. More special education support. You can start to see a theme. And the safety concerns being addressed. Is there anybody that's here right now that thinks that in a province as rich as Ontario, in a country as rich as Canada, you should have teachers that are actually saying these are the things they want as opposed to these are the things they already have? This is disgusting. We are one of the richest provinces in one of the richest countries in the world, and we have teachers and education sector workers and parents saying they need more paper. They need more special education resources. It is shameful. The funding gap right now for the TDSB is $127 million, compared to what TDSB received in the 2018-19 budget if funding had kept pace with enrollment and inflation. This government is putting students, teachers, education sector workers, and every parent in the province last every single day. They are attempting to drive our public education system that we spent years, decades building up into the ground. What are they actually spending money on? I'll tell you, because this is a class war situation. They spent just in the last year $612 million to get booze into stores ahead of a provincial election. The TDSB's deficit is $58 million. They spent $612 million on booze in stores. They spent $100 million in the last year on aggrandizing advertisements ahead of their provincial election. 3 times what they spent a year ago. They spent $200 million on a snap election that changed nothing in this province that nobody wanted. That is almost $1 billion, and we're here today on a $58 million deficit. People have said time and again that they have choices, and they are making choices every day to put our students, our teachers, our education sector workers last. We will always put them first. We are standing here today strong, unions, trustees, parents, community members, to say, we will not let you destroy the public education system that we've invested in and built up over decades. We will always wrap our arms around our public education system. We will join together strong and fight for the schools that our students deserve. We're saying fund our schools now.
Helen Victorous, President of the Elementary Teachers of Toronto. Thank you, Helen. Woo! That's right, the bell's out. Now I'd like to please welcome Jessica Roberts, a parent advocate for inclusivity and equity in schools.
I want to thank everybody that has stayed around today to listen to everybody here that has a voice. This is my daughter Ruby, and I'm here today to speak for her. I won't be able to do this without crying. I'm here today not only as a parent, but as an advocate for children with exceptionalities. Children who are too often forgotten when budgets get cut. The Conservative government's cuts to education are already having devastating effects. At my daughter's school, Beverly School, a specialized TDSB school for students with complex needs, we're losing a full-time teaching position next year. Let me be clear, this is not just a staffing issue. This means fewer children will be invited to attend. It means larger class sizes. And in a school where many students are non-mobile, relying on wheelchairs, walkers, and beds, this isn't just inconvenient, it's unsafe. Before Beverly, my daughter was in a classroom that claimed to be inclusive, but her curriculum wasn't adapted. Her communication needs were ignored. Her potential went unseen. It was exclusion dressed as inclusion, and it was joyless. When she arrived at Beverly, everything changed. She was met by educators who truly understand how children like her learn. Through adapted materials, communication devices like AAC, and even sign language. For the first time, she felt seen. She felt heard. And most importantly, she found joy in learning. She comes home every day excited. She wants to go to school. She's thriving, and so is our whole family. Her confidence has grown. Her world has opened up. Her quality of life, both in and outside the classroom, has been transformed. That change, it's priceless, but it's also incredibly fragile. Losing a teacher doesn't just mean fewer staff. It means dismantling the kind of classroom that makes that joy, that growth possible. Teachers will be stretched thinner, students with high needs will get less support. And the progress my daughter and so many others have made, that progress is at risk. Congregated schools like Beverly are not luxuries. They are lifelines. They are communities where every child is given the chance to thrive in a space built for them and not around them. We should be expanding schools like Beverly. Instead, we're watching them shrink under cuts from a government that claims to care about kids while failing the ones who need them the most. Every child deserves education that recognizes their humanity, nurtures their potential, and brings them joy. My daughter might be nonverbal, but this mama is not. And I will keep my voice until every child gets the education they deserve. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. Thank you for bringing parents' truth to this fight. And now, from CBC Top 20 and the heart of our public schools, please welcome housewife Bridget Fry.
Try the other guitar chord that's hanging there.
Okay. Give us a second.
Your volume's up, right?
There you are.
There we go.
So give me double strums.
Okay, there we go. Hello, my name is Bridget. I'm here today not only as the daughter of a teacher who's seen how hard teachers work for their students, but also as someone on the autism spectrum. I don't know where I would be without having access to special education during my time in school and arts education, and the idea that other kids like me won't have the same access to that is heartbreaking. I don't have any songs that are really relevant, but this is a song about biking, which is another thing that for some reason the Ford government seems to have a hate on. I take my bike out to the woods, hit the lake and head north. When the weather's looking good, doesn't happen no more. I'd get a stitch in my side to match yours. Now I don't get attached anymore. I wanna push my body till it breaks, but I'm stuck here stationary. If you see Matilda, just tell her I miss her. I got one good thing ripped away, and it took a while to hit me. I swear if you took Matilda, I think I might kill you. I think I may Thank you so much, everyone, for coming on today.
Thank you, Bridget. That's the sound of a fully funded arts program. Now let's welcome Angelica Bell. Angelica is a passionate leader championing equity, financial literacy, and the educational advocacy for underserved communities. Currently serving as the twice elected student trustee for the Toronto District School Board, she advocates for over 235,000 students. Welcome, Angelique.
Could cuts be coming at Canada's largest school board?
I'm just going to speak from the heart because I don't really need a script to be talking about education and the funding of our students and the children that are around us and the children that are running around with so much joy and passion and just living their life. The most important thing to mention and talk about is the concept of what a lot of our students are going to be going through in the next couple of months when they go back into schools next year. Imagine you enter a school environment and you have fewer teachers for the amount of students that are coming into your education system. You enter a school environment and some of the programs that you did last year and the years previously that were so important to your education are suddenly disappearing. Those students are able to navigate those environments and it greatly harms their ability to grow as student leaders and student voices of our future school boards. The future engineers are in our schools, the future doctors, the future lawyers. We're all in our schools building up within our public education system. The product of public education are leaders, not followers. As students, we need your help. As parents, you send your students to public education hoping they come out as better people. You're hoping that they're coming out and they're being able to be supported as what they want to do in the near future. Some people that sit in these buildings across the street from us or behind us think that education is expensive. The investment in your students and your future is expensive. But what's expensive is students not being educated to the greatest degree that our province that's filled with wealth and experience, can be able to invest in the students around us. What I ask the province to understand is that education and investment in education is not expensive, but it's vital. It's important. And that particular type of change, that particular mindset the province needs to build upon and have, is what will help us be able to fight against problems that come in the near future, against our country and against our province. So instead of funding booze, trying to fight against a terror war that's happening within our country, we need to build up what we currently have, and that's our youth, that's our students, and that's the future of our country. Thank you.
Angelica Bell, public school. This is a product of our public schools. Exactly why we need our public schools. Now please welcome Michelle Teixeira, President of the OSSTF Toronto Teachers. Welcome.
Thank you everybody for sticking around. I know that the crowd has thinned out, but you know what hasn't thinned out? Our commitment to publicly funded education. So thank you. We're in the home stretch, I promise you. All right. So gathering today is so important because we need to send a loud and strong message to the Conservative government that we will no longer accept the chronic underfunding of education in this province. Unfortunately, this is a battle that we have been facing since the Mike Harris years in the late 90s. I was a high school student during that time. In 1997, I walked in solidarity with my teachers who walked out for 2 weeks during the Bill 160 protest. I knew then, as I know now, that my teachers' working conditions were my learning conditions. Education workers across the province put themselves on the line by walking out in protest, not for their own self-interest, but because they knew that the future of publicly funded education depended on it. I saw my teachers fighting for me, and today I continue that fight here with you. It is almost 30 years later and we find ourselves here again. Enough is enough. It's time to make it stop. This is one of the most consequential moments in the history of education in this province. The Ford government is content to play political games with our schools and with our students. They are spending billions of dollars on building highways we don't need and luxury spas rather than on our schools. They have underfunded education by over $6 billion since they took office. There is a $17 billion school repair backlog. Schools are literally crumbling around our students. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to live in an Ontario that prioritizes roads and spas over our children. Minister Calandra has the gall to point his finger and blame trustees rather than pointing it where it belongs, squarely at himself. He has the gall to waste money on investigations into school boards that are no more than a ruse designed to distract from the fact that they are willfully and intentionally underfunding education in this province. Friends, this is just the tip of the iceberg. What the Conservatives are doing now is laying the groundwork for privatization and the erosion of local democracy, and we cannot let them get away with it. Now is the time to roll up our sleeves and do that work that needs to be done. Are you ready to do that work? We are stronger when we do that work in solidarity. Together we can and we will create the change we want to see in Ontario. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle, and the OSSTF Toronto teachers. I think we all should take some swimming lessons in Calandra's backyard, maybe. We'll bring all the children there. Okay, so now from Mississauga, a student leader and trustee making real change. Please welcome Raheem White.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Raheem White. I'm a grade 11 student in Mississauga and a student trustee for the Dufferin Peel Catholic District School Board. Now, let me start with this. I'm originally from Jamaica. Spent the majority of my schooling there. And when I moved to Canada, I credit my finding my footing to the teachers and education workers who saw something in me, they nurtured me, and they taught me what it meant to lead with care. And it is because of them, it's because of you why I'm here today. As a student trustee, I have the honor of representing the 71,000 students of Dufferin Peel with my peers, and it's disheartening to see what's happening. We're on our, fourth education minister in a year? And let me let you in on a secret. I'm in Toronto this weekend for an Ontario Student Trustees Association conference just down the street. This is my third in a year, and the minister has been invited every single time, and he fails, and she, at the time, failed to show up. If you take note, the only classrooms they're interested in visiting is kindergarten. They're afraid of the high schoolers. In my role, my peers have come to me with a plethora of concerns. Student equity clubs have initiatives that they want to have. The bodies are there, the staff are willing to support, but there is no money. Some of our books, if there are books, have been through it. Our bathrooms are in deplorable conditions, and our boards can't fix it. Support staff are spread thin, to the point where students have to book an appointment to see them and wait up to a week. What happens when that student is in crisis and needs help now? There are supportive adults in our building, and they are there and ready to support each and every student. They want to serve, but they don't feel supported. To the Premier, you've already spent the people's credit card. more than any other government before. His words, not mine. But when it comes to education, I'd encourage him to keep spending. Do it with his eyes shut. Because when it comes to the kids and the people who are there to support them, they're worth every damn penny. Thank you.
Thank you, Raheem. Again, our Ontario Public Schools, another product. That's why we need public schools funded properly. Calandra, get your hands off public education! I have the pleasure of introducing our final act of the day. Ken Wheatley has traveled the globe. He has played with Raffi. I don't know if some of you know Lil Raffi. Singer-songwriter. 40 years of education within schools of music. We are so glad to have him here. Don't forget to get your ice cream. I don't know if you've got the ice cream. There's a special code that you got to give. Education is a right, okay? So now all you have to do to get your ice cream is to say education is a right at the ice cream truck on Grosvenor. Are we ready, Ken? Away we go.
Thank you so much. Thanks everybody for hanging in there. You know, hanging in there is really what it's about. I was at political events here in Queen's Park in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the aughts, the teens, and now the 2020s. And we're in it for the long haul. You've heard lots of people talk about the importance of education. I don't need to tell you about that. What we do need to know is to come together to prioritize the values that we espouse as human beings, the values of education, of the environment, of caring about each other. That's what government is. That's where Marat started this whole thing talking about. Government is just a way for us to decide collectively what our priorities are. So one of my priorities is to get people singing together, clapping your hands like this. Well, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, you know I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, oh yeah, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Take my light around this world. Take my light around this world. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, I'll take my light all around the world. I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna take my light around the world. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. I'll take this light to every school. I'll take this light to every school. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, I'll take this light to every school. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, I'm gonna take this light to every school. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. This light is the light of love. Light is the light of love. Oh, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh yes, this light is the light of love. Tell me now. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh yes, it's the light of love. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Oh, this is the light of mine. Oh, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine. You know I'm let it shine. Oh, I'm gonna let it shine. 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 One more time. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. One more time. Everybody now. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
Fund our schools. Get connected. Talk to your trustees. Call your MPP. Call Paul Calandra. Get away from our schools. We love you. Have a great day. Solidarity forever. One love.
Could cuts be coming at Canada's largest school board? The TDSB works to balance the books.
Tonight, what's at risk? Pool and music programs on the chopping block.
You come here, gather around the stage.